Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. Yesterday, Stephen A. Smith went on, or day for yesterday, I don't know, but it came out yesterday. He went on the Pivot podcast that you see with Ryan Clark and these guys. And I think it was like almost a 2-hour interview. And it got to the point where they inevitably asked him about LeBron James. All right. And, you know, in typical Stephen A. Smith fashion, he started to respond to him. But as he's responding to him, he then goes on to say something, which was, he has all of the receipts on LeBron James. And he also knows all of the things that he said about him behind his back and how he tried to sabotage his career. And I'm like, what? So for those of y'all who didn't hear what Stephen A. Smith had to say, I want to play his comments for you now. I want you guys to get your popcorn ready. Take a listen, and we're going to have a hell of a show today. Take a listen to this here.
You speaking of family the way you are makes me think about the altercation or when LeBron and you had the conversation courtside. You been very honest about that interaction, and you said, okay, we don't like each other.
Right.
How do you feel you handled that situation overall? Are you proud of how that went?
I wouldn't use the word proud. I would tell you that I don't regret anything that I did in terms of handling the situation. I don't regret it now. And I would tell you my feelings haven't changed. I don't like him at all. He doesn't like me at all. I don't like talking about him because I think people think that I'm looking to talk about him. Like, LeBron's inside of Stephen A's head. If you don't ask me about him, I won't talk about him. You see what I'm saying? I got a job to do, and he will never interfere with my job. I'm going to be professional. This man is one, in my mind, the second greatest player to have ever played the game of basketball. He's a great ambassador for the game of basketball. He's an incredible role model. What he has done with himself, what he has done with his crew, it's beyond admirable, and he will always warrant the utmost respect. But everybody hasn't had the relationship that I've had. I'm in the media. I'm a commentator and pundit. I know the things that you've done behind the scenes. I know the things that you said behind my back. I know what you tried to do to derail me from being in the position that I'm in today. I know that if it were up to you, I'd have been stopped years ago. So it goes far deeper than I'll ever get into publicly.
Fantastic. So you heard what he had to say. Stephen A. Smith is saying that LeBron tried to sabotage his career in the past. And he's basically saying, because I think he's mentioned something like this before, that the reason he's doing this, all of this is because he refuses to say that he is better than Michael Jordan. The question is, do you believe it? And my answer is, hell yes. I absolutely believe it. I 100% believe it. I think we are dealing with a set of the most sensitive people in the history of sports. And I really don't think it's close. I think these guys are super duper sensitive. The reason I'm saying this is because of the amount of effort that they put into promoting this GOAT narrative. It really means a lot to them. With the amount of people they have littered all throughout the media, it means that much to them. And when you have a voice like Stephen A. Smith, with the size of his platform, it would only help their cause to have somebody like that on their side. It's one of the reasons they gobbled up Shannon Sharpe and Nick Wright and all of these other guys that's out here twerking it up for him. It would help their movement by getting these guys. But when you have Stephen A. Smith, who's the biggest name in sports media, and he's not a pro LeBron is the GOAT guy, they don't like that. And I 100% believe it. If I told you guys the amount of money out there that you could make for being a LeBron James twerker, you wouldn't even believe it. Our platform would probably be 1/3 bigger if we were huge LeBron James supporters. I 100% know it. There would be more deals out there. I know it. I absolutely know. I know the game, bro. I know the game. The problem with me is I can't come up here and lie about something I don't believe. I just cannot do it. I can't say I think this dude is the greatest for money. I can't do it. And the saddest part is there are a lot of NBA guys that do it. A lot of NBA guys that already made money in their careers but are desperate to get, you know, their second career started in podcasting. They do the same nonsense. They do it. You see them up there twerking it up every day. They throwing ones at them. Sparks of honey flickering in the sky like the thunder, because they all trying to get to that bag. We all know this, right? We know it. It's an inconvenient position to have when, for example, I say I think Kobe Bryant is better than LeBron. It goes against the entire machine. It goes against the Nike marketing. It goes against all of it. So it's like, why doesn't this guy get on board? And then what they do is they sit up there and monitor every single thing that you say every single day. Why aren't you making LeBron brother? Why are you making LeBron? It's like, yo, bro, hop off my nuts, man. Hop off my dick. Get off my nuts. Why are you worried about what I'm saying? Y'all got all of these guys in media that are twerking it up for you guys on a daily basis, and y'all trying to collect all of us like damn infinity stones. Y'all need everybody. It's like all the guys that they have out there promoting this nonsense. It's not enough. We're just one platform saying, hey, man, we're pro Kobe here. And that's a problem. The narrative must continue on. There's a reason why you will hear one of his teammates like Austin Reeves say, Kobe's my guy, and then come out here and flip it. Oh, I mean, LeBron's. But like, it's all one big game, bro. It's just all one big game, and we all know it. So I absolutely believe it. And to a certain extent, Stephen A. Smith still twerks it up for LeBron. Don't get it twisted with all of that serious talk. He still be twerking it up. He still do. Yo, Stephen A. Smith knows, because I've seen him allude to it, that LeBron did some stuff in the past, allegedly. He alluded to it on ESPN First Take and still holds this guy in high regard. Come on, knock it off, man. Like, knock it all the way off. We all know the game all of these dudes is playing. Everybody trying to stay in the good graces and stay in the algorithm. We know it. And the thing that kills me about, and I've said this before, and it sounds like a broken record at this point, what I don't get, I can understand people that don't have money, that are willing to sell their ass cheeks to get money. I get that. But bro, if you millions up, not hundreds of thousands up, millions up, and you still find yourself twerking and saying things you really don't believe in your heart, you're forever going to be a slave to money. You don't even this is the part that people don't realize. There are people with money that are obsessed with money and will forever be slaves of money, and money is meant to give you freedom, but you're a slave to it. You're a slave to it. You're a slave to it. Because your whole life is now cocked towards how can I make more money, and how can I not mess up the money I already have and the money I'm planning. That's your whole point of existence at this point, and it's sad. It's sad. They make it feel like, oh, we on top of the world, man, and we looking down on you. No, they ain't on top of nothing. Because at the end of the day, they don't even have that peace to say what you believe. It's embarrassing. There are people with $10 in their pocket but have more courage than you. And some people will say, well, oh, it's because they have nothing to lose. When does it reach a point where you feel like you have enough that you're not afraid to say what you think? It's a sad state of affairs, and a lot of these guys are pitiful. They're pitiful because they're all still twerking it up for the almighty dollar. They're pitiful. Absolutely. You can't get one honest take out of them. Not even one. Because at the end of the day, it's all about getting to the bag or not messing up the bag. Who doesn't want to make money? Who doesn't want to make money? Everybody wants to make money. But at what cost? At what cost? That's the question. And a lot of these guys have sold their asses, and if they have, for those that are not willing, there are 1,000 more willing to take that spot to shake it up. It's a damn shame, but that's the reality we find ourselves in. This is my thought. So I believe it. I absolutely believe it. It means that much to these dudes. It really, really does. Can you imagine? These are my thoughts. So Stephen A. Smith made a lot of news with his interview that he did on the Pivot podcast. And the part that's really making headlines rather is his comments about LeBron James. He said a few things, but there was one particular thing that he said that really got a lot of people talking, which was he's essentially saying that, or he essentially said that LeBron never goes at whites. He's always ready to call out black media members and all of that, but he rarely never goes at whites. And I'm like, I wonder who he's talking about. Well, LeBron was willing to holler at some company or get at some company that was making AI videos or something like that to cancel it. But there was a particular ESPN commentator, former UFC fighter by the name of Sonnen, who on multiple occasions accused LeBron James of using performance enhancers, EPOs to be specific, and we never heard a mumbling word out of him. For those of you who may not know who Sonnen is, or maybe don't remember what he had to say, I want to play a little bit of what Sonnen accused LeBron James of. Take a listen to him here.
Yeah, bigger, stronger, faster in that order. But they got some performance enhancers. Like, if the world understood what LeBron did, like other basketball players will hear what LeBron does and go, well, yeah, but that doesn't matter, right? It's like a baseball player and you're hitting a stick out of the way. It doesn't matter. It's like, no. If you knew what these performance enhancers did, then you would know why it does matter.
What do you think he's
there's
doing?
only one. We have the same drug guy, if you will. I know exactly what he's doing. But there's only one golfer.
Please tell.
There's only one golfer. I'm not going to, but there's only one golfer that follows the big three. And the big three is EPO, growth hormone, testosterone. That's the Lance Armstrong diet. There's one golfer, but it's Tiger Woods. Like, yes, it does matter. People will say it all the time, it doesn't matter. John Daly won it. It's like, it matters. Trust me that it matters. EPO matters. It's the reason LeBron takes it. It matters. And if other basketballers understood what it did, EPO increases your red blood cells, which gives you endurance so you can play all game long. You can shoot in the fourth quarter just like you shot in the fourth minute.
More red blood cells, more oxygen in your red blood cells. Okay, got you.
It's the king of performance enhancers. When I was a sophomore in high school, and Suzanne Summers wrote a book that was separated by like 3 months, and they both told the truth. Sylvester Stallone said, hey, there's something out there called human growth hormone. In other countries, it sits on the shelves. I several times have driven across the border into Mexico. I just walked in the pharmacy and grabbed it. Here in America, you can't get it come hook or crook, and that will be different. In 30 years, when people finally realize, to what I've already realized, you will be able to get it. This was just a claim he made. I mean, I'm just going back all this time, and I remember him saying it. It was a very honorable thing that Stallone did, and he wants to go out and put out pictures and videos and show himself lifting weights. That's very honorable, because he's telling us what he's doing. And if that inspires you or something you'd like to do, you can now follow his recipe and have a reasonable expectation that you get somewhere to those same gains. I think there's an honor in that. And when I brought up to Andrew Schultz about the EPO and LeBron James, I just bring that to you. I'm not putting down LeBron. There's 10 guys that do it. Like, that has separated itself. I mean, I only know one golfer that's on the diet. And I'm talking about the big three. I'm talking about booster test, IGF-1, which means growth hormone, EPO. I only know one golfer. Of all of golf, I only know ever in the history of golf, all the way back to, remember the Lee Trevino, the great? I only know one golfer that they call him Tiger, because this stuff works.
Great. So that's Sonnen, essentially saying LeBron is using PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs. LeBron has never responded to this guy. Not even one time. So when Stephen A. Smith started to bring this point up about, oh, he never goes at whites, he only goes at blacks, I'm like, interesting. For those of y'all who didn't hear his comments on the pivot, want to play for you now and really get into the meat and potatoes of today's show. Take a listen to what he had to say here.
Knowing that, I still went on the air and was fair. And to me, you know, the way he handled the situation, coming up to me, courtside, all right, fine, you're emotional, whatever. I don't know who's getting on you at home, and you might have felt compelled to do it. All right, fine. You reach this, on Saturday night in Boston. After that happens, you talking to RJ, Richard Jefferson, our colleague at ESPN. Good brother, your former teammate. Whisper in his ear, he said something about me as a father. I couldn't take that. But when that man went on Pat McAfee show, just to insult me, that was the final straw. Bob Iger knows it. Jimmy Pitaro knows it. Burke Magnus knows it. Bosses at ESPN. Dave Roberts knows it. Rich Paul knows it. I'm sure, even though I haven't spoken to him directly, Maverick Carter knows it. The closest that I've ever come to backing up in my life has evaporated. I won't take one back step when it comes to him in life ever again, because I've done my job. He took it personal and took it to another level. To come on ESPN just to insult me with a show that comes on after me, we know what you were doing. So my attitude is, fine. This is how you want to do it? We good. Now we're in my lane. Because, make no mistake, it's my lane. LeBron trying to go up against me, you could try that, go in the shop. Just so y'all know, before anything happened, I volunteered to come on the shop. When I've been asked, I said, one condition, no edits. Air what you see. I'll happily come on. This is what I said at the time before any of that had happened. But he's not gonna take me up on that offer, because you see, I keep receipts. And you wanna play that game with me, we fine. But the world needs to just understand, I'm gonna be professional. And I'm never gonna violate my professional ethics. I'm not gonna impugn my name, that of ESPN and Walt Disney, SiriusXM, or anybody else. But in the same breath, there's nothing wrong with telling the truth. I don't like his ass. And he don't like me. And I'm good with it. We never get into it really about in professional sports, but primarily the NBA, where you got cats and they go at NBA players and stuff like that. Like, you bring up LeBron. You ever see LeBron go at a white boy? It's called what it is. You ever see him do that? You saw him come at me. Closest you ever came to seeing him do something like that was when he called out Brian Windhorst. What you calling out Brian Windhorst for? The man covered you since junior high school and has praised you repeatedly. And you used the Pat McAfee situation to go at him. You understand? And that's the only time you ever seen LeBron James, really go at somebody white. I'm gonna call it what it is. So we understand each other. I understand a lot more. And I'll tell you, I'll divulge to my boy and his boy right here, when I did my monologue for 17 and a half, 18 minutes, the day after he decided to go on Pat McAfee's show, all right? And I said what I said and meant every syllable of what I said. Immediately after, I was informed that we won't be hearing more from him about me. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Because I got receipts. Anytime, any place, anywhere. It's not just him.
Great. So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say. What are my thoughts about all of this? First of all, let me state what's already out there in the zeitgeist. People are calling out Stephen A. Smith because they're like, are you the one to talk? Because as you guys know, people feel like Stephen A. Smith has a propensity to go at blacks, but doesn't do the same with whites. So they're basically saying this is the pot calling the kettle black, right? You're accusing him of something that you're already being accused of, right? This is like I'm not going to use the word crime, right? On crime. I'm not going to use the word. But anyway, what are my thoughts about this? Stephen A. Smith brings up a valid point, but again, he's been accused of the same thing, right? LeBron never... Who believes LeBron James is going to run up on Skip Bayless like that? Who believes it? You believe LeBron James is going to run up on Skip Bayless? He would never do it. Why didn't LeBron James run up on Chael Sonnen? Why didn't he even put out a statement like, "Yo, this is defamation here. You could sue him for that. Because if it's not true, you could sue him for that. I mean, these are damaging claims. This ain't claiming that LeBron has, 11 toes or something like that. No, this is a damaging claim. Something that speaks to basically everything that you built in your career. Not one word. And Chael Sonnen has said it on multiple occasions. I think he said it on Andrew Schultz's show. He said it on PBD's podcast. He said not one or two, multiple times. And it's not the only time something like this has been alluded to. Many NBA players have done the same. Hell, Jeff Teague was doing the moonwalk earlier this year when he said LeBron was on something. So how is it that you never win at all? Y'all win at Jeff Teague, though. Y'all got Jeff Teague to retract his comments. Why didn't you get Chael Sonnen to retract his? Bro, they all the same, bro. They're all the same, all of them. They're all the same. These two guys, they're the same people, bro. That's why they don't get along. They have like clashing personalities. They're the same, the two of them. The two of them, right? Same thing can be said for Stephen A. Smith. That's why everybody is putting the hot rod on his ass this week, because they're like, yo, you going at Jasmine Crockett for how she speaks. Why don't you go with the president? They're the same person, the two of these people. The same person, the two of them. So, of course, they're not going to get along. Stephen A. Smith is pointing out something that's obvious, and people have pointed out something that's obvious about Stephen A. Smith. They're the same person. That's why they don't get along. More or less, give or take. That's my honest take on the matter. I think these two dudes are shouting across each other. Literally. Like, that's what I think. I don't see it being anything else. You know, if LeBron is so concerned about his image, why don't you make a statement about Chael Sonnen, man? Come on. You beefing with Brian, you going at Brian Windhorst, bro? Brian Windhorst? A well-known twerker for you? This is how you treat your fans? Why don't you go after Chael Sonnen and respond to the stuff he said? Come on, man. Like, they're the same people, bro. That's just my opinion. I think these two dudes are literally the same person. As you guys know, Shannon Sharpe recently did a sit down with Paul Pierce on his show Club Shay Shay, and his comments are going viral because they were talking about Kobe. Paul Pierce said that he turned LeBron into a winner. And then they got to the part where, as usual, they get into this stupid ass GOAT debate between who's better, between Michael Jordan or LeBron James. This dumbass media manufactured debate, right? And I've had this, we've done, I don't even know how many shows, probably hundreds of shows on this particular argument. And I said that I believe it's an argument that is made up of a bunch of smoke and mirrors. And I've argued it with the best of them. And all of them bring up, these guys that make these arguments, man, they be bringing up some dumbass points at the end of the day, bro. Like, all their points are dumb. Like, almost all of them, right? A lot of it has to do with, okay, let's close our eyes here. This happened then there. Like, it's just a bunch of nonsense. The most recent case I heard was when Skip Bayless was arguing with some dude on some podcast. And Skip started talking about LeBron lost, and he was like, why are you focusing on the negative? I'm like, what, who are these people? Like, where did these guys come from? Like, so Paul Pierce, and what made the argument infuriating was that Paul couldn't make an argument to save his life. That's what just made it so disgusting. So Paul Pierce couldn't make an argument to defend to save his life, and Shannon Sharpe was making fifth grader level arguments. So it was just so frustrating. But anyway, they decided to get into this dumbass debate again. And Shannon Sharpe gave one of the most disgraceful set of arguments you could ever see from a grown-up. Like, take a listen to what this dude had to say here yesterday, man. I mean, oh my God, it was so bad.
Why is it you don't think that Jordan is better than LeBron? You saw them both in person.
I saw him in person.
Like, come on.
Go James, man.
Come on, Shan.
I mean, because you think about it.
Come on.
Because he could do more. He could rebound better.
So what do we go off of, dude? Because this is the argument that I have today. Like, you know, like, better player is one thing.
Yes.
Like, is he just like, let's take away all the accolades.
Yes.
Like, LeBron is probably the greatest player of the game, right? But it's unfortunate we got to add the accolades.
Yeah.
We have to add.
So we gonna
team success.
So how many? So we gonna put those like 20 all NBA selections in there. 21 All NBA selection?
Yeah, you
We're going to put it in there. Okay.
We're going to put that in
We're going to put those 20.
No, we're not going to put those in there.
Oh, okay. We're not going to do accolades.
This is what we're going to do.
Okay, we're going to do.
We're going to take the 15 years or 13 years Jordan played, and let's match him up with the 15 years.
My guy's still playing.
Huh?
My guy's still playing. You can't say this guy, if this guy was...
So we're crediting longevity as a reason.
You make it seem like LeBron just out there.
No, he's not out there, but I'm
All
saying
NBA
at
selection.
the peak of your superpowers.
Did you see Jordan in Washington?
I never seen Jordan disappoint in a big moment.
Did you see Jordan in Washington?
Yeah, I played against Jordan in Washington.
Yeah.
That was like a farewell tour.
We don't do. My guy's still going at 23. Ain't no farewell. Ain't no telling when this going. Ain't no telling.
Hey, we gonna be dead when he retires.
We got a book that's 1,000 pages and ain't the end yet. We ain't at the end yet.
Oh man, you ain't lying. I mean, nothing's ever going. You're not gonna do that. Nobody's gonna do what he's doing ever again. LeBron.
I mean, think about those
that.
points. Truth. But see, for me, I mean, look, I think, Tom, because the quarterback is so damn important. But I can make a case that LT or Jerry Rice is the greatest players of all time. But they're not as important as the quarterback because he touches the ball. Jordan was never asked to do what LeBron has been asked to do. Jordan had a specific task. They asked LeBron, said, LeBron, we need you to give us 27, we need you to give us 10, and we need you to give us 10. And we need you to do that every night. And in the meantime, we still need you to guard the best player. The only time that I think LeBron really should have won the championship was against the Dallas Mavericks. He wasn't favored in any other championship, really.
Does the journey matter? How you win? Does that matter?
It does to me.
It matters, right?
It does.
Jesus. So you heard what he had to say. And you know what's even crazy about that? Some LeBron fans will hear that and think, man, this guy made some sound points. Man. These are the people LeBron has arguing for him, bro. These people making these kind of arguments. Like what are we anyway? I wrote down some of them. I rarely write down notes, but today I had to write down some of the points. Let's go through some of the points that he brought up. One of them was he can do more. LeBron can do more. Do more of what exactly? He can do more of what? That's the first thing. Then Shannon Sharpe was talking about longevity. Bro, that has never been the litmus test for what defined the greatest player of all time. He then brought up coaches. He went to that old, tired, stale, dumbass argument of who did Michael Jordan have? Like, are these guys? Jesus, LeBron fans are just, these people are just. You know what LeBron fans are? Confident fools. That's the best way to describe. And there's nothing more annoying than a confident fool. A dude that is a fool but speaks with confidence. And they make dumbass arguments, but then believe I got him now, bud. Check this one out. Can you imagine if Phil Jackson coached LeBron? What did Phil Jackson coach before he coached Michael Jordan? Where was he coaching before? Nowhere. He was an assistant coach under Doug Collins alongside Tex Winter. These fools don't even know this. They're arguing like Phil Jackson had won 3-4 championships before coaching Michael Jordan. So therefore, Jordan was playing under a championship level coach, not knowing that when Phil got Jordan, they had both won nothing. Nothing. But they're, he had the triangle. Why didn't LeBron implement the triangle? I mean, I'm sure he knows it. Why doesn't he implement? Because he doesn't have the right skill set to run a triangle. His skill set doesn't allow him to do that. LeBron is a lousy post player, for example. You need to have a good post game to even play in a triangle. Are you aware of this? Are you aware of this? That's the first dumbass argument. The second one, he said Jordan wasn't asked to do what LeBron was asked to do. What are you talking about? Like what? Like what? That's a lie. Jordan was asked to lead, he led. He was asked to score, he scored. He was asked to defend, he defended. He was asked to rebound, he rebounded. He was asked to make clutch shots, he did. He was asked to make plays, he did. What was LeBron asked of that Jordan wasn't asked of? Then he lied and said, oh, they asked LeBron to give you 27, 10, and 10. You mean you must be talking about Larry Bird? Because only Larry Bird giving you numbers like that, my guy. Larry Bird averages more rebounds than LeBron, averages more assists than LeBron. Last time I checked. Larry Bird is arguably a better all-around player than LeBron. He's capable of averaging 27, 10, and 10. He don't even know this. But that's his favorite player growing up. He then said something which was even more egregious. These guys are losers. They make arguments of a loser. He goes, oh, the only time LeBron was favored in the finals was that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. LeBron was favored in 2011. He was favored in 2012. He was favored in 2013. He was favored in 2014. He was favored in 2020. What are we talking about? Wasn't LeBron the best player in the world? Wasn't he playing with a finals MVP? Wasn't he playing with a perennial all-star and Chris Bosh? And he wasn't favored over old-ass Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili, and a young Kawhi? All y'all do is lie. But the part that's annoying is y'all think y'all getting it over on people. This is the part that kills me. It's like dumb are loud during arguments. They're loud so they feel like they're right, but they're saying dumb I mean, this is an argument. These are arguments that a fifth grader would make. And the sad part is these arguments comprise a major part of their GOAT arguments towards Jordan. Literally, this is a lot of this, what you heard, is what they argue. And then they're the most disingenuous set of people. Oh, do you see longevity? When you start caring about longevity, you see, LeBron fans are dumb. Like, I'm going to say it because it needs to be said. They're dumb. Like, we all know it. They're dumb. We know it. Right? The likelihood of you being LeBron fans means you're higher likelihood of you being dumber. It's true. They said, oh, longevity makes him the GOAT. Then why did Nick Wright run out there in 2016 and say LeBron was the greatest player of all time in 2016 before he had the scoring title? You see how stupid these people are? They were never talking about the scoring title ever when Kareem had it. It was never a thing. They never brought it up. But the minute he got it, now all of a sudden, these guys are clowns. A bunch of clowns. Championships are weird. Do you know why they're weird? Because they have less than Jordan. But if you bring Kevin Durant or Kawhi Leonard or somebody else, oh, but Kawhi doesn't have as many finals MVPs. Durant, these are the people we're arguing with, man. Just a bunch of honey-slinging cockroaches. So Stephen A. Smith has been the talk of the town over the last few weeks. 2 weeks at least, week or so. And a lot of it has to do with some comments that he made about U.S. Representative Jasmine Crockett. He initially made his first comments. We did a show about it. Roland Martin pushed back on it. Then he made some more. Then D.L. Hughley pushed back on it. Then Jasmine Crockett started sharing people's comments of them calling out Stephen A. Smith. And then he went back again and doubled down again, basically reiterating his point and basically saying, like, you know, that is true and the Democrats are lost and all of that. So for those of y'all who didn't hear his most recent comments, they tie into a lot of what we're going to be talking about today. So take a listen to what he just recently said this week, I think 2 days ago, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to him here.
This notion that I'm supposed to be siding with the Democrats. Don't you know who I am?
I'm a centrist. I'm Stephen A. I'm not married to either side. Don't like either of them. And I believe this particular Democratic Party should be purged. I'm not talking about the individuals. I'm not talking about how, Hakeem Jeffries should go away or Schumer and AOC or whatever should go away. I'm talking about the apparatus that exists. The leaderless rut that it is. Seemingly no direction. What principled position do you stand on? Etc. You don't have it. You don't have it. Why am I saying this? Not because I want you to lose. This is because I want you to get it together, and legitimately compete with the other side and stop riding the coattails of a last election that you keep living off of, talking about you only lost by 1.5%. When in fact, it's not about that being the reality. It's about where Biden was in 2020 and where you regress to by 2024. That number was more precipitous. And because I asked these questions, I have to sit here and defend my character for asking a question and saying, is that going to work for you? To be every bit as belligerent as the president? Listen, Gavin Newsom could try that out as the governor of California. He's about to leave office. He's got a term limit out there. He's departing and trying to keep himself relevant for a potential run in 2028. That makes total sense. If you're in Congress now, you got work to do.
Great. So you heard what he had to say. So I came across an article this morning here, and it says, Stephen A. Smith claims he is being canceled after Representative Jasmine Crockett's comments. The ESPN host defended his criticism of the Texas congresswoman. Stephen A. Smith was speaking out after facing backlash for comments he made about Jasmine Crockett, saying he is being unfairly targeted. During his SiriusXM radio show, he responded to critics who accused him of disrespecting Crockett. He complained that the outrage over his remarks had gone too far. The one thing that will never happen, I will never succumb to, I will never surrender to, is somebody intimidating and trying to rally folks against me to quell what I have to say. Bump that. I ain't built that way, he said. He said, continues on. He claims his criticism sparked calls online to stop supporting his show, something Smith called immature. To call for a rally for me to be canceled, that's shameful, he said, adding that he has no plans of backing away from his platform. Smith then replayed the original clip that set off the controversy. In it, he questioned if Crockett's language, often aimed at Republicans, is helping her district. And then they reiterate some of his comments. He also encouraged Crockett to think long term. He said, isn't it about winning? Isn't it about getting it done? He said, suggesting her talent could lead to a judgeship, a Senate run, or a leadership role in Congress. What Smith did not mention is that while critics debate her tone, Representative Jasmine Crockett has the receipts. Before Congress, she was okay. So then it went on to say a few other things there. You guys can go hunt down the article for yourself and read about it. What are my thoughts? Stephen A. Smith is playing the victim card here. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. He's playing the victim card. That's number one. Number two, numero due. It's politics. I mean, what do you think? We're not talking about gummy bears here. This is politics. Of course, people are going to have some strong view. We did a video once about Charlie Kirk. People started unsubscribing left and right. I wasn't surprised by it because it's politics. It's polarizing. I mean, it's right up there with religion. Damn it. So, of course, people are going to have some strong views. Of course, people are going to say, don't listen to him. You ain't the first and you won't be the last. Of course people are going to do this when they disagree with you. Are you kidding me? A matter of fact, expect more of it. The further you delve into this, my father used to tell me something. He said, before you go into anything, go into it with your eyes open. What does that mean? Understand the pros and the cons of this particular thing that you're doing. Even this bloody segment that we're producing right now, there are pros and cons to it. Yeah, it may get some new people to watch, but also it may alienate some of our current viewers. There's a pro and con to everything. What did you think? You were just going to waltz in there, start spewing your political views, and then if people disagree with you, it's, man, I don't like what he said, but Stephen A. Smith's a good guy. No, it don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. When people don't like the things that you say, they're going to disagree. And in the case of politics, vehemently. Are you joking? Did you not see what happened to Jimmy Kimmel? I mean, were you not watching it? Jimmy Kimmel went out there and made comments that some people didn't see any issue with, and others did, to the point where he lost his job temporarily. That is politics for you, baby. So for you to say people are trying to cancel you, ain't nobody trying to cancel you, bro. People are saying, don't support this guy because of his views. And that isn't a unique thing to Stephen A. Smith. It's just how things work. You can even see this in sports. Hey, man, don't go watch that guy, man. He a LeBron hater. Oh, don't watch that guy over there. He a Jordan lover. Oh, don't watch this guy over there. He a Kobe stan. Who don't know this? Who doesn't know that? So for him to say, oh, man, they're trying to unfairly criticize me, it's immature. It ain't immature. That's what politics is, bro. That is exactly what it is. If you get up on it on any political stage and start making debates, there are people that are going to agree with you, and to those that don't, get his ass off the stage. Get him off the stage. But now what it seems like you decided to walk into the kitchen and you're not ready for the heat inside that kitchen. So the Jasmine Crockett that you're talking about, and you're saying how she speaks and this and this and this and this and this, she deals with more heat than you. Oh, she deals with more pressure than you. Than you. Yes. She has meaner things said about her than you. And you're there criticizing, oh, how the woman, she is dealing with more than you. You never thought about it that way, did you? All you got to do is sit up there and talk about this stuff. You're getting your salary from ESPN. You're getting your salary from Sirius XM. She's voted into office. She could lose that seat. So she has more at stake and she faces more scrutiny than you. And she's a woman going out there fighting. A woman. She's standing up and fighting. Boldly. And your whole thing is, oh, why are you talking like this? Why are you talking like that? My guy, she's in the jungle. They're lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. And you want her to walk out there with a damn spoon to be fighting these bears and these lions with a spoon. Oh, I didn't come on. You need to be a little more professional. You need to be a little bit more courteous with the way you speak. Right, because that's how you get done these days. By behaving like a damn pacifist. Who are we kidding here? This politics game right now is a game of force and brutality. You see what's happening on Capitol Hill. The Republicans ain't budging. The Democrats ain't. But this ain't the time for kumbaya and give me a hug and give me a kiss. Are you joking? And the original reason you may say people are saying that you should lose your job is because you were not willing to call it down the line. You were talking about the way that she speaks, how she goes about doing her job, but you weren't calling out the president the way that he speaks, calling people low IQ. You didn't mention any of that. And your only argument for not mentioning that is, oh, because, well, he's the president. So therefore, might makes right. Just submit to power, and anything that power does to you, just accept it. That's un-American, bro. That's un-American. That's why they have things like the First Amendment, the Second Amendment. Why do you think they have those things in place? In case one day the government rises above it. Hello? To quote Rob Parker, is this on? Come on, man. We all know this. Don't play the victim card, because you ain't getting paid like a victim to say all of this stuff that you say. Nah. You collecting the memes. Deal with everything that comes with it. You want to talk about this kind of stuff, deal with everything that comes with it. If you continue, it shall continue. You ain't the only one that's being asked to be canceled. You're not the only one. A lot of people are going through it. Welcome to the political world and the political arena. Get ready for more, because more's on the way.